Hey everybody, it's Brian from Precision Vending. Today I want to go over some troubleshooting with your E1, E2, E3s, and E4 codes that everybody seems to be getting. So what happens with an E1 or an E2, it has to do with either high voltage or low voltage. It's an alarm. Timely check whether your voltage supply is normal or whether there's a phenomenon of the voltage due to disorderly use, such as low power lines, or multiple devices sharing the power supply. The machine requires to use a supply power for 25 amp on an independent power plug. It's an automatic platform. It's recommended to ensure proper safety. This fault can be attempted by using any regulated power supply. If the alarm is eliminated on the regulated power supply, the machine works normally. If it indicates there's a problem to the power supply, when it needs to be negotiated by a site power supply, again, we want to try to keep it around the 25 amps. With the E3s, a freezing cylinder alarm is given, indicates the motor cannot be started normally for a few different reasons. Could be the voltage, the current increases accordingly, and the motor cannot be started beyond the rated current range. It is necessary to check the voltage to be stabilized. Also, raw material could be an issue with the hardness settings, which we're going to go over. Also, the mixture of your product, if that's not correct, that can also cause an issue. With an E4 code, an inverter protection is a fault, and the alarm given indicates that the inverter itself is abnormal, which needs to be checked in the back of the machine. The frequency converter is there for protection for a high voltage if it goes over 245. In the back of the machine, we have a voltmeter. It should be in the range between 190 and 245. If we go below or above for 3 seconds, it's going to protect itself and it's going to shut down. To recover, you need to shut the machine down for a minimum of 10 minutes. Don't shortcut it, because that's what time it needs to reset. So what do I mean by changing your hardness settings in your machine? Now, when we install the machines, all the hardness settings are set at 1. You have a perimeter of 1 to 6. Inside of your manual, you have start times and measurements and your amperage display for your values to operate. So I'm going to show you how you can go through those cycles, and it's already set in your machine, but if it has to be adjusted, there are formulas to adjust your hardness levels between 1 and 6. So how do we get access to those screens? So you're going to hold your fingers under the wash and auto, hold them both in at the same time, and you're going to turn on your ice cream machine. When we turn on the ice cream machine, the numbers here and the buttons here are all going to be flashing red. You have to hold them down for a minimum of 3 seconds. All right, didn't work. Let's do that again. There we go. Your lights will flash. And how do we control your settings? If you go to the wash button, there's your hardness setting for 1. And again, you can go through each and every settings to control your hardness levels and all your perimeters. And it's all in your manual of how to go through it. So if you need to go up, you need to go down, you can change everything by going up and down using your buttons. Each setting has its own perimeters. It's in your manual. If we need to change anything, when you're done, you just leave the machine alone. It will flicker through the settings for 10 seconds, and then it will reset by itself. After your 10 seconds, you're going to power down the machine. That's it.